Hi, this is Carl with another SOP video for managed service providers. I talked in another video about the network checkup process and using that in sales. In this video, I want to talk about a different approach to sales, one that most of you will not try, most of you will not be good at. But if you do try it and you do slow down and take it carefully, I think you'll find it to be very, very effective. And this is simply what I call the very, very slow sales process. It's got 4 components. Number 1 is you're going to meet with the client and you're going to have a discussion about their network. So you can work in the roadmap process, you can work in the network checkup process. What you're basically doing is saying, tell me about you. Tell me about your business. Give the prospect every opportunity to talk about themselves. Give them every opportunity to think you're a genius because they did all the talking. People love to tell you about their business. They love to tell you what they're up to. Let them talk. Let them jabber away. Write down everything you can. Make sure that you're focused in your notes on the things that are going to matter when it comes time to make an actual proposal. So your first meeting, you're not going to talk about money. You will not answer any questions about money. It's too early in the process. You know, you can say, hey, I could throw out some numbers, but they're not going to be meaningful because I don't know enough about your business. So let me collect information. Let me collect data. Let's just do that during the first visit. The second visit is you're going to give them the report. So you're going to talk about their machines and their networks, and you're going to say, okay, where do you want to go? Let's talk about this. Let's build a plan. Let's scheme together on what your future looks like. Are you going to buy more equipment? Are you going to do it over a 3-year period? Do you need to invest in a new line of business application? Do you need to go and get something that's an online line of business app versus something on your server? Do you need to migrate to the cloud? What's the plan? What's the roadmap? What does the future look like? And we're going to talk about that and we're going to strategize about it together. Again, you're going to do everything you can to avoid talking about money or mentioning money in any way. Remember, whoever mentions money first generally leaves some of it on the table. So don't be the first person to bring this up. When they bring it up, then you need to just say, hey, you know what, it's too early. I mean, I can tell you my hourly wage, but it's kind of irrelevant because we're going to do a package deal here, and I want to put together a plan that puts it all together in one place. So the specific hourly rate is kind of irrelevant. Third meeting, you actually present a plan and you say, all right, so this is kind of some rough numbers. Now you do have some idea about costs. You say, well, here's if we do it in the cloud, here's if we do it on site, here's if you sign a contract, here's if you don't sign a contract. So now they got lots of numbers, but they're all very rough numbers, right? And so you say, okay, what I need is some guidance from you. I want to dial this in. Now that you know what the options are, let's look at it and figure out what we want to do. And you present lots and lots of details and say, think it over, talk to your people, figure out what you want to do, call me if you have any questions, email me if you have any questions, and we'll just keep going through it until you're happy. Finally, number 4, you meet and you say, all right, we only have 3 things to accomplish in this meeting. Number 1, now that we've figured out the exact plan, all the options, you've boiled it down, we're going to figure out the exact plan of what you come up with. Now we know what we're going to do. We know how many hours we're going to spend on it. We know how much equipment we're going to buy. We know what we're going to reuse. We know what we're going to put off until next year. We know what is going to be an outright purchase and what's going to be on a lease. We know whether or not we're doing hardware as a service. We've answered all the questions and we got all the details. So number 1 is we've got money. Number 2 is we've got details. And finally, number 3, we have a contract. In a perfect world, I don't want to talk about real hard dollars until this 4th meeting. And I know that it's difficult for people. It was nearly impossible for me until I'd been in business for 5 or 6 years to realize I have to slow down this process. And the reason is very fundamental. Your client only has one thing that they know in common with you, and that is the value of $1. They don't know about technology. You don't know about whatever it is they do for a living, right? So you can't talk very much along those lines. You can't talk about technology in great detail because they don't have the information. So you need to be educating them. You need to be talking to them about, well, here's what a server does, and here's why you needed one in the past. Here's why you don't need one in the future, right? You need to educate, educate, educate. If you can pull this off, if you can slow them down, think about what you've done. You've engaged them in at least 4 hours of interaction where you are head down working on their system. You are working to make their company make good decisions, right? One of the most important things that we can ever do is to help our clients make good decisions about technology. So if you can do that, if you can slow them down, now you're totally engaged in this. And I guarantee you have no competition who is out there doing this. Nobody else is putting that much effort into making sure that their network is going to kick butt and take names, right? So you have demonstrated that you've given first before you receive, and you've demonstrated that you're willing to put some time and effort into it. They're also totally committed, and now they kind of get the sense that if they went somewhere else, they're either going to take your plan to them and then somebody else is going to start second guessing everything, or they got to completely start over with somebody else and go through that whole process. And it might be another 4 hours worth of meetings. Chances are very good they're not willing to do that. Slow it down, show up in a way where you are giving first, and then when it's time for you to ask for money, you ask for the full amount, and chances are you're going to get it. Again, I know it sounds hard, and I know it sounds like something that is really difficult for you to feel like you can do, but give it a try, work through it, go slow, go slow, go slow. My guess is you'll make more sales. This is Karl from Small Biz Thoughts, wishing you tremendous success in your managed service business.